What's up, guys? Today we're going to do a really cool gaming PC build. It's a build I've wanted to do for a long time. It's going to be all white. I'm totally partial to the white. Some tasteful RGB and some of the fastest hardware you can get on the market right now. So I'm excited about it. Let's build.
Well then, let's build it!
Alright, so this video is going to have a couple parts. First, we'll unbox and walk through each of the components we're going to use for the build, and then we'll have a short edit of the actual build. Enjoy.
Let's get into it.
So we'll start off with our motherboard. This is a beauty. I've been dreaming about owning all Asus Strix peripherals for a long time, especially the ones that work with an all-white build. So this is the ROG Strix B650A gaming Wi-Fi. So B650 is more than enough for any gaming build. So let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, it's got nice heft to it, which is always a good thing. Looks like we got some manuals, some SATA cables, some tie downs, got some other stuff. But let's check out the motherboard first here. Check it out. Start, join the Republic, game on. For those who dare. And look at that, we got the silver, white accents, 1, 2, 3 M.2 slots. Ooh, one thing I really like about it, it's got the PCIe slot, quick release. That's awesome. This board will be a nice addition to this build. So, in terms of ports as well, it's got 120 megabit per second or gigabit per second USB-C port, which is great. Very nice board. And we got one last little bag here. Oh, Wi-Fi antenna. I do love these. They significantly improve the Wi-Fi experience over the antennas that you screw directly into the back. So these ones, you've got the little wire, the long wire, so you can position the antenna somewhere else, and they're magnetic, so they stick to the case. So, all right, moving on to the RAM. So we've got some Silicon Power Zenith RAM, DDR5 6000 megahertz, 2 32 gigabyte sticks. This is CL30 RAM, and so Silicon Power makes some great value RAM. Honestly, this is some of the most cost-efficient 6000 megahertz CL30 RAM you can get. It's white. We got the RGB lighting on top. It's gonna be perfect. I'm very excited about this. Awesome. There it is. DDR5 6000 CL30. All right, moving on here, we've got our Team Group MP44 NVMe drive here. So this is a PCIe Gen 4 SSD. Wow, just not having a lot of success there. Gen 4 SSD here, TLC memory with DRAM. So speeds in excess of, says here, read speeds up to 7,400 megabytes per second and writes up to 6,400 megabytes per second. So high quality drive here. It's also one of the better value drives out there. 5-year warranty, we like that. Had a lot of my Team Group drives have worked out well for me. So 2 terabytes of ultra fast storage, ready to rock. All right, moving on. So normally I'm not much of a liquid cooler fan.
Pun.
Decided to go with it this time. Primarily because Thermalright is a company I really trust with air coolers. They have a long history of making CPU coolers, and the value for the price is a little bit crazy. This liquid cooler was not very expensive. I think less than $65. It's white. It's got the Aura Sync compatibility, so I figured, hey, let's give it a try. See how good value can get. So I'm excited about that. Let's throw the trash over there. One thing that's cool about Thermalright is you can scan. There's a QR code to scan to check for authenticity, which is pretty awesome. So I'll give that a scan before I actually do the build later. But opening this up, see what we've got. This is a 240, and there's a reason for that. The case that we're using a little bit more compact. The CPU we're using is not very hot, so we opted for the 240. Looks pretty nice. I like the cooler block quite a bit. We'll see how it looks when we fire it up later. But we've got our mounting hardware here. Nice when they include a splitter, makes things easy. And looks like we've got mounting hardware for LGA 1700, 1151, 1200, and AMD. So it'll be ready to go. No frills, but also compared to the, 3-digit prices for a lot of the nicer liquid coolers out there, the price couldn't be beat here. We'll see if we end up regretting this choice. All right, moving on. Here we've got our Thermaltake Tough Power GF A3 Snow Edition, snow for white.
White as snow.
This is a 1050 watt, 80 plus gold power supply. This is also one of the better value power supplies out there when you start to get into this class of power supply. And I've always liked Thermaltake. They've treated me well. 10-year warranty, a little bit more affordable than some of the competition. It's white. We've got our PCIe Gen 5 16-pin connector ready to go. So we'll need that for the RTX 4090 that's coming up. Let's take a look here. So power supply here. Pull it out. Pretty compact as well. I do like that. This is a compact build. We're going to need all the space we can get when we get into it, I'm sure. So glad to see the short, compact power supply. Taking a look at the cables that come with. Love to see that. Black power cable is fine. We've got flat rubber white cabling. So looks great. I'm excited about it. Here's our 600 watt 16 pin. So perfect. This will go over nicely in our build. We have the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D. So this is currently, one of the fastest, if not the fastest. I believe it is the fastest gaming CPU on the market. 8 cores, 16 threads, 5 gigahertz max boost. But the real key is the AMD 3D cache technology. So it's a significant boost in cache, and it leads to huge gains in many games. So this will be an awesome CPU to pair with this build. So there it is. Looks good. All right, next we've got a couple case fans. Now this is either going to be amazing or it's going to be a flop.
Fingers crossed.
But I'm excited about these fans. This is a 3-pack from Thermalright. Again, like I said, I love this brand. If you haven't taken a look at Thermalright's legendary air cooling value, take a look at the Peerless Assassin and the Phantom Spirit. You'll be shocked by the price and the performance. These fans, they're fairly basic, right? They have a max RPM of 1550 RPM. So, not the greatest airflow fans on the planet, but they should do the job. They've got RGB, and the best part was the price. I think it was less than $20 for all 3 of these fans. So really excited about these guys, and they do have the daisy chain ARGB, so that'll be helpful as well. So, or sorry, not ARGB. It's actually daisy chain power, because ARGB is usually daisy chained. That's the 3-pin connector here, but you can see that it's similar to Arctic's PST technology, the power sharing, where one motherboard fan header can power all 3 of these fans as long as these cables reach each other. So again, for the money, that is hard to beat. I mean, they come with vibration pads. They're white. Awesome. All right, we got our biggest box here. Trying out a new case. Never built in this case before. This is the Jonsbo D41 Mesh. Maybe the most important thing to call out here is that the D41 Mesh case, or maybe it's the Jonsbo brand, I'm not sure, but it's for your real needs. So let's see how well they deliver. I am excited to work with this case because it is one of the smaller volume full ATX cases. Gets rid of the bottom power supply chamber, as we'll take a look at that here in a sec. Kind of saves some space, so might not need some cameraman help today. Let's see what we can do here. Perfect. Compared to my Fractal Torrent, this is a lot smaller. It's also quite a bit smaller than the Montech King 95 I recently used in a build for my son. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So, tempered glass side panel. It's pretty interesting here. You've got this metal kind of, I don't really know what the purpose of it is. I guess we'll see when we open it up, but it hides the power supply, which actually hides here in the front. You'll notice there's no there's no power supply shroud here in the back. So that's part of the space saving here. Let's see. Side panel pops off, no screws needed. I'm a fan of that. Get down here. Looks like we have some thumb screws for the top, and they are captive. So that's a nice touch there. Back panel, very easy. Big fan there as well. All right, here's what we got. So we've got full ATX motherboard support here, perforated along the bottom. We've got an open top here for radiator up to 360 millimeters. There's a reason I chose the 240 though, and we can kind of get into that. So it looks like this panel here that sort of hides away some of the cabling in the front, it is removable with these 4 screws. And this looks like a traditional hard drive cage. It does have a sticker on it that says the installation direction of the hard disk cage is shown. So yeah, we won't be using any 3.5-inch hard drives, so we'll probably remove that to give us more space. But nice. Let's take a look at what we've got here on the back. So pretty tight in terms of cable management space here, although there is more room along this channel here. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. It's a lot of cables when you've got a 4090, but well, actually, we won't need to use the adapter because our power supply does come with the 16-pin connector, so that will help a lot with cable management. Looks like we've got two 2.5-inch SSDs supported back here, which is nice as well. Looks like the hard drive cage would support up to 2 3.5-inch drives, so that's great. The radiator mount is riveted on, so this is not going to come out. I'm already starting to feel grateful that I didn't choose a 360-degree radiator that I had to slide in here, although it probably wouldn't be that bad if I installed it prior to the power supply. Cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. So, taking a look at what else is included. Looks like we've got a lot of standard case fare here. Some zip ties, some hard drive screws, looks like some potential cable management clips. Wonder what those are. We'll have to see. But the reason I like this case is front is entirely mesh, so the power supply will easily be able to pull in air from the front. There is a possibility of putting a fan in the front here from what I've seen in the diagrams of this case. So we'll remove this hard drive cage and attempt to put a fan back there, but we'll have to see. I'm not sure how long the 4090 Aero is going to be and whether that fan is going to be worth it or not, but we'll at least have 2 intake fans on the bottom and the 240 exhausting at the top. So this is going to be pretty cool. And now for the grand finale, the Gigabyte Aero RTX 4090. So why didn't we go with the white Asus ROG Strix 4090, you might ask? Well, that's because it's over $400 more expensive.
So he's 4.
The moment we've been waiting for. So open the box, got our little CD-sized thing, even though there's no CD anymore. Let me pull this guy out. That is heavy. No matter how many 4090s you pick up, they just seem a little too big.
I'm too big for everyone.
But that's also part of what's cool. So it's just a beautiful piece of hardware. Oh yeah, I like it. Check out the silver accents, multicolored here. I wonder if there's lighting here or not. Guess we'll see when we fire it up. Got the 4 ports, pretty standard there. Cooling system is massive. This is a solid 3.5 slots right there. So it is pretty long, but not as long as some of the other cards I've seen. So maybe we'll be able to fit that front case fan in. Looks like we got the BIOS switch there for overclocked or silent, and our 16-pin connector here. So perfect. Let's see what else we've got in the bag here. So got our adapter if we had an older power supply, right? 4 PCIe 8 pins to the 1 16-pin. 4090s can pull up to 600 watts, and so that's the reason for the 4. And we have some type of GPU support system here, it looks like. Comes with these 2 metal brackets. Yep. And some screws. I wonder what the compatibility of this is going to be with the case that we're using. I expect we can find some of that in the instruction manual, but if we can use this, we definitely will. If not, maybe we'll grab an aftermarket cooler, $10 to $20, and get this chunky graphics card supported. So very nice, very nice. All right, so we've got our motherboard here, and we are going to start this build.
Nice.
Oops. Fan is the wrong way. We're going to flip that. Now, both of these fans are intake fans, and that's significantly better for the graphics card.